What's up? I feel like this is super loud on my end. Yeah, it's all the way up for me. Duh. Hello, hello. Welcome to a new stream. New day, new stream. We're gonna be doing 2 different things today. 3 actually. So obviously we're gonna finish up the hat we were working on last time. Then we're gonna jump to a new type of project. But first, so I got a Lorcana deck because I've been kind of wanting to get into it for a while. For those who don't know what Lorcana is, it is basically the Disney version of Magic the Gathering. And I have an old deck right here that we can go through as well. But I bought a new deck box at the recommendation of the people in the card shop. Shout out Cooper's Cave. You guys were really nice. You helped me a lot. Great group of guys over there. They helped me with that. Said start with a starter deck and then basically move on from there. So it's even got booklet to help learn the rules, and it came with a deck and a booster pack. I already opened the booster pack. Whoops. Already failing at this part. But I got too excited in the car and I'm like, oh, this is the best part, so we're just gonna open it right away, and I did. But I will show you guys everything. So obviously I got the booklet. Sorry, let me just adjust some things here. There we go. Okay. It's got some tokens, which I'll figure out how to use eventually. And then I believe this is, yeah. This is a basic playing mat. Wow, if I could unfold it, unless this is a misprint. This may be a misprint. No shot. Because I can't. Wow. So I think this is a misprint because this is like... This is a half sheet. This don't work. But I have half of a player mat, I guess. Actually, I mean, here's the wrapper for the booster pack I opened. Crazy. But yeah, the type I got was an Ursula's Return starter deck. Looks pretty cool. Oh my goodness, I'm knocking shit down over my windowsill. But it also gives you like little thing that I'm sure is part of a much bigger artwork. It's got a QR code on the back that I'm keeping for myself. But let me make sure that it's like the way it was when I opened it. There we go. So we got, I don't know how well you can see these with me. There we go. Just got a bunch of booster cards, none of which I actually know how to use yet. But obviously I will figure out as we go along. And then there was a holo in here. Alright, let's see here. There we go. This one, you can kind of tell this one is the holo. It's the beast which looks like it's a defense card. But yeah, that was all for the booster pack. So that was nice. Got that. And then I have the actual starter deck right here that is open and fresh on stream. Oh wow, hollow to start. Oh, there we go. Got like a hollow to start. Just kind of, oh, I grabbed two there. My bad. This looks like an Encanto deck. I actually think this is either the same or similar to the one I had bought before. Oh my goodness. These cards are sticky. I don't like that. Obviously, there's going to be duplicates for the more common cards. Oh, it's a Mickey. It's like an old-fashioned Mickey. That's kind of cool. Sebastian. A few of those. Oh my goodness. What is with these cards sticking? I don't like it. But, yeah, we got... Oh my god. These are sticking so bad. I'll just go until I find a new card and then show it to you guys. Oh, this is crazy. Got a Rolly. Prince Eric, which we saw in the booster pack. Got a few more of those. Got Stitch. Heal what has been hurt. Probably just like a card to recover points, stuff like that. Healing Glow. Moves 2 damage. That kind of makes sense for Rapunzel. 2 of those. Look at this family. Lost in the Woods. Got a couple of those as well. Antonio. Couple of him. Few of him, actually. Elsa. We got Camilo, Madrigal, and then Dolores. Oh my goodness, a bunch of these cards are stuck together. I don't know if you guys can like hear them crackling or shit. That's crazy. Hey. Isabella. And Risa. Which makes sense. Obviously gotta have the whole family in the pack. Marshmallow. We also had him in the booster pack. And Peppa. The Evil Queen. We got a couple of her. TikTok Croc. Nice. Poor Unfortunate Souls. Casa Madrigal. These are like sideways cards. So these must be equivalent to like lands in Magic. And then we're back to the beginning with Mirabelle. Cool. So there's the booster pack and the old deck I have. I am just going to quickly, the new deck that I just bought. I'm going to go through the old deck and see if there's anything that just pops out right away that is like new cards that I noticed. I do see one already. But a lot of these are ones we do have in the new deck. Like I said, I bought this months ago. Oh, I don't think that one was in there. Neither was that. Where's that? That one wasn't. Oh, there's quite a few in here. Goodness. I don't know, but I'm gonna put it in there anyway. Oh. Ooh, okay. That might be good. I got a card that's probably good with the booster pack we got. Nice. We have these. That. My goodness. Like I said, a lot of these are similar because I think the deck I also got was in Ursula's Return, but I think I got it closer to when it released, so that might be why. Okay, so a lot of them were repeats. Obviously, a lot of the Madrigal family, and then some Casita cards, but we did have some new ones. This is the one I said, ooh, and it's a holo. This Mulan goes well because we have Bazoo, which is her father, and that's like a summon card for her. Got Piglet, and there's a lot more Mulan themed cards in here, I noticed. I wasn't sure about this one. Now that I look at it again, I do think it's in either the booster pack or the deck that I have. Pain from Hercules. Triton's Trident. Nice. This one is Thebes from Hercules. Daisy Duck. Fali, Mulan's mother. And then, oh, Bruno, which I don't think was in there, and even if he wasn't a holo, which is nice, I think. No, I'm hallucinating. That's not a holo. What am I talking about? And then Megara from Hercules as well. And then oh no, maybe it is. No, give me a second, guys. I think that Bruno may be... Yeah, no, the Bruno is a holo. So there's two holos from the old deck, the Mulan and the Bruno. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. But, yeah. So I'm going to start looking for places to play soon. And then I might use my Pokemon deck box over here that I've had for a while and use that to carry all my stuff in it. Because I got a bunch of Pokemon cards. And this is the Paldean Fates. Has like sleeves and it has a bunch of tokens for the game. Well, these are coins. I do remember how to play the Pokemon card game for sure. I wish people did tournaments for that, but we got tokens for burned and poison, and then a regular die, and then counters for health and stuff. And then I have an extra deck I bought. I don't know when. Hello, online. What's up? I'm going through more nerd shit for me. My Pokemon and Lorcana cards. Because I just bought I bought a Lorcana starter deck. Because I'm looking for a place to start playing and get into it. So, yeah. That's what I'm doing right now. I actually do want to take a peek at... Because there's a card shop really close to me. I do still have Pokemon Go on my phone. When I was in college, I'm still in it too. There is a group chat, and there was a whole group chat that people will go to. Oh, they play Tuesday, 3 to 8. I'll have to take a peek. It looks like Tuesdays and Fridays, 3 to 8 is when they play. At my local card shop. Local as in the next town over. But that's not bad at all. Not bad, not bad. But I'll have to see, because I'll obviously have to disclose. I'll be like, hey, broski, I am just... I am brand new baby to this game, so. Because I certainly am. But yeah, I used to play the actual Pokemon card game when I was really young, and I used to be good at it, for sure. But now it's just like the community is full of scalpers and stuff. It's bad. It's not enjoyable anymore, and kids can hardly get into it. To be fair, there's some nice people still in the community, but it can get really bad. Never watched Pokemon, but ooh. If you want like a taste of actual like how the card game was played, there is the game. It's basically the TCG card game. All I know is this. Some do, for sure. But I'm not a collector. I like to play the game, so when I get cards, it is to play the game. It is not just to... It's not to get a ton of money out of it. That's not my goal. If it is for people, more power to them, but not for me. And that's the same thing with a lot of, like, tabletop card games lately. Oh, also, after the raid, last stream, I do see we got a couple follows. Forsaken God, thanks. I know they're not here, but when Crowbit followed, we got a couple follows. Just want to shout those out. Forsaken God, and then Oscaritis. Nice. Nice. But, yeah. Plan is today, finish this hat, and then we're going to switch over to a different type of project. I don't think you were here last time. My aunt was. My aunt hops in chat all the time. She's I love my Aunt Pam. You'll know when she's in here for sure. But she wants a bunch of, like, little stuffed toys for her students. She works in a high school. No, I don't think I've seen her. Probably not. She, like, hops in for a few minutes and then either lurks or goes and does her own thing. So, yeah. But after this, we're gonna stop the hats for a bit, and I'm gonna make a bunch of octopi for her. Where's my phone going off? Oh. Reddit. Nothing important. I left my phone charging in the bedroom because it was at like 18% after my shower. But yeah, I got some more yarn we need to use up on the actual desk, and then I will, after that, I'll go downstairs and drag up a tote, and we'll go through that, because Lord knows I'm gonna get like 3 more when I go to visit her, when I go to visit my Aunt Pam in December. In about 5 minutes, how long do I know? No worries. I will just keep yapping and crocheting. If you want to lurk, go right ahead. Do what you need to, buddy. But, yeah. We have this huge brunch. My entire family is supposed to go. We'll see how many actually show up. But the deal is we're all supposed to go over to my Aunt Pam's house, and she told me she has more yarn for me. My mother is not happy with that, but because we're all me, my mom, and my brother are all driving out together, which is really funny. So, but yeah, honestly, just a chill day today. Yeah, I have a lot of yarn and a lot of like old projects. Oh, yes, Martin Harding Mazzotti Marina. It's it was one of the free things I got from opening night at the Thunder game. I also got, where is it? It's right here. I know it is. I got a flag. This is getting hung up eventually. But yeah, they gave away a ton of free stuff. I have a puck somewhere too. I wasn't able to get the Jeremy Rodor jersey, unfortunately, but oh well. We got a ton of free stuff, and I got to see my old Girl Scout troop leader as well, so that was awesome. Sorry if I keep checking my watch. Mom is making dinner tonight, and it's stuffed peppers, so once dinner's ready, I will be going over and getting mine. Oh yeah, tasty stuff. It is rice and ground beef stuffed in a green bell pepper and like tomato sauce on top of it. It's simple, but it's really, really good. It's like my childhood. That and meatloaf, which she made a few nights ago, which definitely helped to cheer me up. Oh, do you? Belgium. Nice. Stuffed peppers are good. They're like comfort food for me. Belgium? I didn't realize that's where you were from. I knew you were international, but I didn't realize it was Belgium. That's really cool. Believe it or not, most of my audience is not from the US. Yep, a real Dutch guy. Nice. Yeah, most of my audience not from the US. And honestly, I think that's cool. I prefer that, actually, because it's, let's be real, some American people are assholes. But I do also like, I love my community. You guys are great. Where's me at? It happens. I get that. No, that's true. But it's also cool that me, being as small as I am, I have such a diverse audience that I know the only two who I know are like in the US relatively close to me are Crobit and my Aunt Pam. Cause Will is from Sweden. He hasn't hopped in a minute. You are from Belgium. There's Chip, who is from Spain. It's so cool. Exactly! It's awesome. Yeah, I got you, don't worry. Honestly, I think I'm dyslexic half the time, so I can just read. I tend to get what you mean most of the time. Did your phone autocorrect? Is that what happened? God. My lips are like so dry. Nope, only at the PC. Fair enough. But it's gotten cold. Like, I know where I'm at in upstate New York. We have a winter watch warning. Which you don't typically get till, like, I would say January. So, we might have quite a bit of snow early on. My mom keeps bitching about how she has to get, snow tires on both cars. Ooh, you know what? I wonder... I'll have to look into that. Because I could just... Where we get our, where my mom and I get our cars done is, like, this, in the next town over where Freakopolis is. If I just go and get my snow tires put on, and then go to Freakopolis on a Tuesday, get that taken care of, that'd be great, because then I could spend all night being out and playing Freakopolis. Oh, I didn't even see what they have for Magic for my little brother. Fridays and Tuesday. Tuesdays! Ooh. Good to know. My little brother plays Magic, so actually, I bought him a card. Yes, Magic the Gathering. That's what he plays. I'm trying to get into Lorcana. Because I know a few people who play it, but obviously at Freakopolis, I've heard a lot of the guys there are really cool, so I'm thinking if I go and get my car done over there, go a little bit early, hang out, and, like, they'll help me out with learning how to play. But yeah, my little brother, actually, I'll be right back, because I'll show you his Christmas present that I got when I got my Lorcana deck. So I will run downstairs real quick. So my little brother obviously plays Magic But he requested a specific card. It was this card. I don't know if you can see it all that well, but I was able to get it. I literally asked the guy, I showed him the picture he sent me. He's like, hey, I'm like, hey, do you have this card? And he goes, actually, we do. And I was like, bet, I'll take it. Because it's slabbed up and everything as well. It's got a sleeve. I'm gonna take the sticker off. But I gotta keep this somewhere safe so that I mostly just don't, so that I just don't lose it before Christmas. Because this is part of his Christmas present. His main thing he's getting from me, which I've told him already, is an Elgato to stream from his PlayStation 5. Because he said he's been interested in getting it, in wanting to get into it, because he plays Marvel Rivals all the time. And it's $150, so I offered. I'm like, hey, do you care if I get that for you for Christmas? And he's like, no. That'd be cool, actually. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I like to be nice to my little brother sometimes. We can be good to each other occasionally. Other times we're at each other's throats. Yes, sometimes. Nah, I was having a little bit of a rough night last night due to some situations and some drama, and he was like starting to tease me, and I'm like, I really don't feel like it. He's like, okay, I'm just gonna go hide in my room, and I'm like, great, that's exactly what I need you to do right now. I'm like, just leave me alone. I'll get over it eventually. It's really funny. But yeah, I plan on getting him some booster packs as well. Getting him some booster packs as well for Christmas so he can have a bunch of stuff. And then he can go through it. And if I start taking him to Magic on Friday nights, he will... Well, Tuesday nights. Because then I can go play Lorcana as well. But yeah, that'll be good for both of us. Ugh. Ooh, this like mustardy yellow is almost gone. Woo. Is it gonna get through this entire hat? No, but I already have a backup plan. Because I have a whole nother skein of the brown. I'll just use that. And then we got like a light blue that's gonna get used next. Although I do have to find, not really find, I will, once we finish this hat, I'll have to grab all my eyes and noses and stuff. Because we'll start on stuffed animals and I'll show. I get that all the time. People are like, you don't even have to look at it to do it. And I'm like, nope. They're like, how? And I'm like, it's just muscle memory at this point. I do it often enough that it just comes naturally. Did I practice this for this? I've been knitting since I was 10 years old. My grandma also tried to teach me crocheting at that time, but I didn't have the patience for it. But I did pick it up when I was 13, and I've been doing it ever since. So it's been 8 years since then. Yeah. Yep. And you can see it if I do this. The green thing back there, that's my grandma's sewing machine that eventually I will set up on the other side of my desk and teach myself how to use. That thing is older than my mother. I shit you not. Talking about so, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, no, that sewing machine is ancient, but it's durable. Uh-oh. You say tried. I scared. Use something else? What did you use? Like, I know how to hand sew stuff for sure, but what did you use? Found some sort of ribbon you need. Interesting. Okay. Wow. Spigot stick. Hey, you know what? More power to you, man. I just use basic, like, cotton thread and stuff. That's because I know how. That's what I know. But it's not working great. No! Oh, no, that's so sad. I've had things happen like that, though. Actually, I have a blanket on my bed that's similar. So, but I never used it, so I will have to learn. Honestly, once you learn how to use one sewing machine, you've learned how to use pretty much most of them. If you're looking for just like clothing repair, don't spend an absurd amount of money, because I looked at sewing machines. I actually had one I got from a thrift store for like $10, but it was missing a ton of pieces, so I just had to scrap it. But it was worth like $450. But that's because it had a bunch of other stuff to it. But like I said, it was missing pieces and I just couldn't get it to work. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But then I inherited my grandma's, and honestly, that's worth more to me just because of sentimental value. And it's old, so if it's lasted this long, it'll last a long time for me as well. It also means it's reliable. Yeah, I have quite a few of my grandma's things, actually, now that I think about it. Because there's certain things that I, like, demanded to have. All through family is great. Yes, it is. For sure. And a lot of times you find that the older stuff is more durable than new products. At least in my experience. Mostly because things are now made to be cheap and pad bottom lines, but back then, things were made to last. Yeah. There we go. But yeah, I'll be excited to use that. I need to get a few things first for it, and I need to make sure I'm like 90% sure all the pieces are there. But I just need to double check at some point. There we go. No, honestly, it's like a good life skill to have, because I know a ton of people who don't even know how to hand sew stuff. But this big guy. Hey, you know what? It works. If you know how to do that kind of stuff, that's an asset in your life. Because I know people who can't even cook themselves a meal, much less try and repair their own clothing. Whereas I have been sewing back on my old buttons since I was like probably around 10 when I started knitting. Very good. See, that's good. A lot of people don't know how to do that nowadays. Me too, buddy. No, as much as I love to tease my little brother, the one thing I will always give him credit for is knowing how to cook. I even told him that last time. I'm like, I say that about you all the time. Because my mom got rid of her microwave. I have one in my apartment. She does not. So he had to learn how to reheat old food in a pan the old-fashioned way. And when he does it really well. And when he cooks, he makes a good-ass meal. And it's pretty balanced, and it's awesome. But that also has to do with the fact that my mom taught us how to fend for ourselves at pretty young. Yeah. Homemade food is the best, for sure. Although I will say, I love going out and having me some sushi. That's one thing I kind of refuse. I'll make a California roll at home, but I think it's mostly because I don't have access to immediately fresh fish, and I don't know how to prepare it without, like, accidentally killing myself. Like, I don't want to give myself botulism trying to make some sushi. That is something I found out there's an all-you-can-eat sushi place nearby, and I kind of have been wanting to try it. I have to see, though. Because sometimes those places can be very bad. Other times they can be great. Oh, yeah. Like, I want to at least see some reviews on it and see if it's any good. Because if it's good, I will go there and I will eat. Sushi meat. Ooh. So that's just like a normal buffet. Unless it's like specific Asian cuisine. Because I know... Oh, nice. Yeah, this place specifically is just sushi and stuff like that. So... And I love me some good sushi. That is a fantastic way to win me over, is bringing me sushi. It's so good. I went out on a date and we got like this flaming roll once. Sushi's so good. But yeah, I went out on this date and we got, I think between us we got 4 rolls. And the one he got came out and it was like on fire. Obviously on purpose. But I was like, God damn. And we split 4 rolls between us and I got a salad as well. Because that ginger... It was cool. It was so cool. It was like the foil was in the shape of the swan. And when... I can't remember if it was when you opened the foil or if it was around the foil. But it was like on fire because they had put some alcohol down and lit it up. For some extra flair. But it was good too. Like it wasn't just... It didn't just look pretty. It was tasty. It was tasty. But yeah, I love... That's a good place to eat too, to be fair. They're a higher end place, for sure. Do I watch YouTube or do I find something else? Oh my god, why are my allergies hitting me so hard again? Crazy. Let's see here. That's so behind, that's funny. I pulled up my stream on a different thing, and it's it paused because I had gone off it. That's funny. I think I'm gonna put something else on for myself. Because I know what I want to watch. I just can't remember where exactly I was at with it. Was it season 1? I genuinely can't remember. Oh no! It won't let me. It's so sad. Let me go here. Also, what's up? No, this is actually something my grandma made for me. So fun fact, on my mother's side, I am the only girl. So it was a huge thing when I was born for them. And this is actually the blanket my grandma made for me when I was born. Oh, you can't show me this and not tell me there's a oh, there's a season 2! Oh my god. It is, yeah. Sorry, I got really excited because I watched this one show, called Maxton Hall. It's a German drama that I watched when I was in Germany, and they just released a season 2. Ah! I've been dying for season 2. Like, what the fuck? This is what I'm watching. 100%. I will make sure. Oh, it may be in German, but I don't understand everything. Nah, this show, it's based off of a book, but I like... Ooh. I went to Germany once, and I want to go back again because it was so much fun. I loved it the first time. Where I was? Yeah, so I was there for a class when I was there. We kind of did a tour. We started off, in Berlin, and then we went to Bonn and Cologne, and then we ended in Munich, and then we also took a day trip to, Salzburg, Austria. So we went kind of all over the place. It was really fun. I liked it a lot. It was a great time. Now I'm just trying to use both of the browns that I have for this hat. Because we ran out of that yellow. It's interesting when I watch, because I have been teaching myself German for a while, um, and I've been watching a lot of German musicals. So I've obviously learned quite a bit of the language, although I can hardly speak it worth shit, so. But it's interesting because now I can, like, only look at the subtitles half the time and still understand the gist of what they're saying. That's cool. I wish I could be more like that, but unfortunately, there isn't much allowance for it. Alright, I'm gonna turn my lamp on because it's getting dark. Woo! Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's not. Sorry, something popped up because my headphones hit my keyboard. Love when I have it. What is this? Alright, also text someone back. Give me 2 seconds. A buddy of mine also plays Lorcana, and I texted him when I got the starter deck. I'm like, bro, I got a deck. I'm gonna start playing. He's like, fuck yeah, I love that game. There we go. Now we can actually see again. Woo. This actually gives me a good time to just sit and count rows. There we go. Not as much as I do for sure, but some of them do dabble a little bit, and some have like projects that they work on. But out of them, I certainly do it the most, and they won't be ashamed to admit that because my nickname is Grandma Savannah for a reason. Pretty much, yeah. We got, and I'm gonna post and start hopefully getting some sold. Excuse me. God, I hate this time of year. If only because it triggers my allergies so bad. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. Eh. Not necessarily. I when I was younger, I was raised Roman Catholic, but I haven't gone to church in nearly a decade, so not necessarily. Yeah. Like some people in my family are, but as far as I know, not a lot of people raised Catholic, but it's never really. Yeah, same here. I even went to Catholic school for a couple years. And while I say I hated it, it wasn't nearly as bad as I say it was. Where are we at now? Should be past 20, hopefully. I did. Yeah, I did have to wear a skirt in school. I did. I will say, I did not like the uniforms. They were wool, and they were very itchy and uncomfortable, and I didn't like it. But the guys could wear pants, and I chose to do that. um, yeah. Yeah, there's not, like, the closest one to me is actually, like, 40 minutes away, the one I went to. I'm glad. Yeah. It was actually encouraged in the winter just because they can get so bad out here, but. Yeah, I went to public school from kindergarten to third grade, went to private school for fourth and fifth grade, and then sixth to graduation, I was in public school again. What kind of movies do I like? It really varies. I don't know. I have always been a big fan of like the DC animated movies. Um, I like grew up on those as a kid. I really there's no set genre, I guess, for me, but I am a sucker for like a fantasy romance. Labyrinth was definitely a movie I loved for a long time. And then obviously there's classic Disney movies that I adore and cherish because oh my god, animation has gotten I won't say it's gotten worse in quality in terms of the animation itself, but in terms of storytelling, Disney especially has gone downhill. Like Disney too. Yeah. I would say everything past 2013 has been pretty rough. And that's being generous. Absolutely. Even if there were some things that were problematic, they had a lot more heart to them. My favorite Disney movie of all time is Alice in Wonderland, although I can quote Cinderella front to back. oddly enough. Because I watched it in the past few years, and I literally found myself uttering every single line, and I was like, do I actually know all this? And it turns out, yeah, I did. But that's because as a kid, I had a VHS, and on said VHS, well, I had a VHS and a DVD player in my room, and my mom used to buy those for us because it was better than cable. Oh, Jungle Book's a good one. That's an old one. Another one you can't translate. Type it in your original language, and I'll see if I can't figure it out. I might be able to. I, surprisingly enough, know quite a few Disney movies. Beauty and the Beast. Absolute classic. That's from the Renaissance era. Yeah. There was so many good movies in the Renaissance era. And there's some flops that are now cult classics, like Treasure Planet and Atlantis the Lost Empire. Atlantis specifically, though, was one of my favorites as a kid, for sure. I loved that movie. Yeah. Ooh, that I don't like? I'm not a huge fan of rap music. That's definitely something I'm just not a fan of. That's never really been my thing. Depends on the country music. I do like a lot of classic country, because I used to listen to some of that when I was a kid. But it really depends on who. Toby Keith. I don't feel like he was one I listened to. When I say old school, I mean old school, but I will look. I'm sure I've heard one of his songs. For sure, for sure. Oh, Red Solo Cup. I remember that one. That was one for sure. That was him? That's funny. I see here. Yup. I'm trying to see what other ones I knew. As Good As I Once Was is definitely a song I heard, but not one. I do actually have a playlist on my Spotify that's country, that is legitimately called Country Music I Actually Like, and it has quite a few songs on there. I can see that. You're a big fan, it seems. Oh, that's right. That got released. Forgot about that. Guillermo del Toro just released, It came out recently. Has a new movie. It's a Frankenstein adaptation. Guillermo del Toro is a really good director. I love Guillermo del Toro. Crimson Peak is one of my favorites for sure. I haven't seen it yet. I mean, obviously I know the story of Frankenstein and his monster, but I'm sure it's great. This seems like something Guillermo del Toro would excel at. Okay. Oh my goodness. I used to have a ton of DVDs too. But I am thinking about getting... I need a TV for it first. But I'm thinking about getting a... That's fair. I want physical media just because I would prefer it. Because nowadays, everything is bombarded with ads, or you have to, like, sail the high seas, if you catch my drift, to watch anything. Because there's so many streaming services that you can't watch something just by itself. Kept like 15 movies. That's fair. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I have a couple, but it's just, I would so much rather that I have physical media simply because it's something you own. It's not something anyone can really take away from you. F is for family. Ooh. That's not something I've heard of before. But it's also because if you think about it, if you ever really want to have kids, when I was a kid, I would pick out a movie from these like stacks of VHS. And if I ever have kids, I want to raise them offline as much as possible. That's just because it's beneficial. I never really got internet access until I was like, I want to say 13 or 14. And at that time, my mom never really knew what to do. Um, she never really knew how to monitor it too much. You step. You've told me about that before, that you have a stepdaughter. That's. Hey, that's good though. Yeah. I have zero plans to have tutors. That's good. I'm sure. See, that's what a step parent should do, is like actually treat them like their own child, is the decent thing. Oh, that's good. That means she trusts you for sure. That's good. That's a really good thing. But yeah, like I said, I have no set plans to have kids anytime soon. But I do know if I were to have any, I know I'd want to raise them a certain way, for sure. That's good. That's cool. Yeah. Me and my brother just have mom, but honestly, that's great because I love my mom. She's awesome. She has done so much for me and my brother. Love her to death. Ugh. Um, he just hasn't been in the picture uh for a long time for really any of his kids. And he's got three of them. So me, my brother, and then our older brother with another woman. So my older half brother technically, but yeah, he just was never really present for his kids. That's it. It happens. And like, eh, but I don't mind it. It does, unfortunately. This one's almost ready, and then we get to jump onto the new thing. I want to try a couple different things. But I would have to look up patterns, so we may do some pattern hunting today as well. There's one thing I know I don't need a pattern for, but some of the others I do. Why am I being so vague about this? So, like I said, my aunt wants like little stuffed animals for her students. I have a uh octopus pattern that I've had for years that I made myself. That I'm very very proud of because all the pieces are like built into it, which is really really cool. And the other things, the patterns I will be looking for tonight are going to be like a dog and a bear, that sort of thing. And then eventually I'll learn to modify those patterns and make them my own. You'd help her. Oh, absolutely. For sure. But yeah, that's what we'll be doing once this is done. Oh, wait. Okay, I just counted wrong. That was my bad. Ah. But yeah, after this, that's what we'll get started on, and then I can show you my stash of eyes and noses. And I think I'll also like add some buttons to these guys just to get rid of some of those because I have quite a few as well. A few, as in I have a whole drawer full of like 3,000 buttons. It is. It's a hobby I love for sure, and been a de-stressor for me for a long time. But the fact that I can now start to make some extra money off of it as well is great. Just because it's great. It like if you ever have a hobby that you can always make money off of, but not necessarily turn it into work, because that's not, at least as of right now, it's not something I want to do, is to turn it into a full-fledged like job. But I do, like, I don't mind making extra money off of it because, like I said, it's something I love to do. It's something that comes easily for me. It's a fun thing. And if I can make some money, especially nowadays, hell yeah. I might even make, might even make some little sweaters and stuff for them. But I'd have to see what they look like first. That's not bad at all. I think a lot of people get into streaming for the money, and they don't realize that in order to get to the level some people are at, like the people they watch are at, you stream for 8 hours a day, like 6 days a week consistently. And it definitely, it takes a lot out of you. But if you're like me and you're doing it just for fun, just to put yourself out there to like meet new people and stuff, or just like to do it for fun, to show video games you like, it's different. Because I know I've said it before, I don't necessarily have a set schedule just because I can't stick to it. But it's always nice to know that when I do hop on, I have viewers like you guys who come in consistently and are always happy to watch and always happy to talk and that sort of thing. Yeah, I tried it. I got up to like 6.5 hours a day, and then I would just be so exhausted. I mean, I haven't, but it was fun to have as an extra. Extra money is always fun. It is always nice to pad your pockets just a little bit. Which is fair. My streams, they do tend, at least for me, to go to the longer end now of like 4.5, 5-ish hours. But even that's a lot. Just considering, like, hey, it's 4.5 hours of pretty much straight talking. Because Twitch recommends you just talk even when there's no chat. And so, I mean, I do it, but it's kind of like shouting into the void sometimes. It's like, why am I even doing this? Because there's nobody here. But when somebody hops in, it definitely makes conversation easier. Made me feel like a lunatic. That's fair. Like I said, I felt weird doing it because I, like, could see no one was in chat, and I was like, oh. I'm like, why am I doing this? I was like, that's good. It's taken me a while to build up my community, but I like I said, I enjoy it, and I enjoy talking to you guys. It's a ton of fun. And obviously, I love talking about my two main supporters on, like, my socials and stuff, which are my mom's boss, Becky. I love Becky. And then my Aunt Pam. My Aunt Pam supports me the most on here, and then Becky supports me the most on TikTok. Enjoying it is the most important, for sure. If you don't enjoy it, don't get into it. That's the biggest advice I think I could give people who want to start. Is if you don't if you're doing it for the money, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Which I'm sure has been said time and time again, but it's so true because it takes so long to get to that amount of viewership, to get that amount of money. Do I look like a TikTok dancer? No, my TikTok is so sparse, and it's like occasionally there was a trend on there. But my most recent one was asking about, like, pricing on hats. But no, I don't do any of the dances or that stuff. I'm, like, on D&D and crochet TikTok, and that is where I stay. Because that is where I want to stay. I don't want to move from my little hole. It's great. I got spammed on YouTube for days ago, and I don't watch it. Oof. I don't know if this has happened to anybody else, but I try to look for, like, the newest notifications from some of the YouTubers I watch, but I will get videos from them that are, like, 6-7 years old, and I'm like, this is not what I want to watch. Like, I want to watch new stuff, but you don't show me new stuff. And I don't know if that's, like, just a me thing, or if it's been common lately. Yeah, the recommendations have been so weird lately. Like, it hasn't been consistent whatsoever. There we go. Gotta do one more knot, and then do. There we go. So there's another hat that's fitty. Add into the scrap bin. Ooh, I'll actually get to use some of those now too, because we're switching it up. And I'll show this once it's done. Oh, come on. It's always good to weave in the ends after a project. It does definitely get easier when you're doing stuffed animals. Oh, look at this. He's so cute. I think I know who I want to give that to. I have a friend who just had a little baby boy, and I think I might send it to her. Okay. So, what should we do first? Do I just go with an octopi because it's easy? Or because I still have a ton of this brown I need to use. I got this skein, which is obviously less, like, there's a lot less of it than the other one, but there's still a lot of the brown in total. I think I want to do a bear. I think that's what we want to do. Actually, what if I just do this and put it... Oh my god, that's so smart. Let me see. Nope. Maybe. Ooh. Oh my god. Okay. So the thing about crochet hooks is a lot are listed in millimeters, and that's how I know like what size they are. You've yarn needles? Oh no, that's what they're talking about. I feel like I've seen those before. Yeah, little handheld sewing machines. I'm not sure how reliable they are. To be fair, I did get like a oh, this one doesn't look bad at all. Oh, awesome. Cause like I feel like a regular sewing machine would be much better. Oh my goodness, I think I know what I'm gonna do here. Okay, I have found a bear pattern. We got this. I'm gonna make it as the pattern says first, and then we'll make another one different. What is a size G hook though? That's what I was going on about. There's like lettering for some crochet hooks, and I don't understand why it exists. Just give it to me in millimeters. Is this what being from Europe, like anywhere else in the world, is like? Like, when you hear feet and miles, do you just think the same thing? You're just like, just give it to me in kilometers. That's what I want. Okay, so a G is a 4.25. That's what I needed to know. Thank you. Let's come over here and see what we got. I'm not sure how much. Because I know I actually went. I genuinely don't know how it came about. The whole measuring by feet and inches. But it confuses me as much as it confuses the rest of you guys. I have started using the metric system and I really don't want to go back. What is this? What is this? This is different. What is all this? These are my knitting needles. You got a fancy case for them. It's purple. It matches everything else in my life that's purple. Get in there. Need a 4.25? Like, I'm not even sure if I have that. Much. I have a 4 that I use all the time for this type of stuff. I think. Let's see here. This has some stuff in it, and I saw some hooks in here earlier when I was going through it. Also, welcome to the chaos that is just my office, which is actually the chaos of my whole life. These aren't hooks, these are knitting needles. What the fuck? God damn it. It's not what I want. Oh, I didn't want to resort to this, but... So this... I hate this thing. This is, holds a bunch of auxiliary stuff that I have. It's kind of just like a catch-all for all my crochet hooks and needles. There's some extra stuff in here that I don't know why. Like, there's some... What is on that? Like, there's some that are still in the package. There's a bunch of stuff that I need to get rid of as well. But these wires, I do have a plan for these. That we shall get to eventually. The unfortunate thing is I know what I'm looking for, but I don't know where to find it. Yeah, see, I have a bunch of these in the case because a lot of double-sided needles don't have, actually a lot of knitting needles in general don't have markings on them to tell you what size they are. I don't think I have the size I need in here. Yes, the magic basket. Is that what we're gonna call it? Is the magic basket? I know I had set a bunch of hooks aside just for like my own personal set, but I don't know what I did with that. One perk of being a crafter is people will give you a bunch of stuff all the time, but then you end up with the magic basket, and you just have way too much. But I personally, like, I do have plastic ones. Nice, that's cool. But yeah, I have plastic hooks that I have touched once and then never used again because I just hate them so much. I don't even know why I bought them in the first place. That was years ago, by the way. Like, I bought them so long ago, and I just haven't used them at all since. There's a tapestry needle in there. Another hook. Although, to be fair, there are some that I kind of use occasionally, like this. I'm aware how comically... So why do you need different ones? It's just ones I've really accumulated over the years. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time, and when people know you craft, they will give you multiples of something without realizing it. And I'm always gracious, and I say thank you. And it's a crochet hook. I use it. I use it with really, really big yarn. But I get extremely tired when I do use it. But people will just give you stuff, even, like, but they won't know that they've already, like, you have probably 6 of that same thing already. Never seen that before. I bought it from Walmart. Because my friends picked out a ridiculously sized yarn, and I went, okay, I have to get a hook to match this, because I don't have one. And they went, okay, what size do you need? And I'm like, the biggest you can find. One of my friends came back with this, and that's what we went with. They love that blanket, though, so, I mean, to be fair, I'm sure he still has it. I genuinely can't find what I need, and I think I'm gonna go say it. Right about Walmart and the dollar store. Yeah! My little brother works at a dollar store up here. But the closest Walmart to us is actually, like, half an hour-ish away. Will this tell me what size it is? No. I swear to God, I had set aside an entire set for myself, and I genuinely don't know where that went. I'll have to check my little tower again. But yeah, some of these knitting needles and stuff are honestly older than I am, because a lot of them I got from my grandmother as well. F. Size is F. 3.75. How do I have, like, 4 of those, but I can't find a single size of a 4.25? Make it make sense. This is not it. This is too big. Yeah, that's another 5mm. Couldn't tell you. No, actually, it's like 17 to 20, I'm pretty sure. Last I checked. I'm one of those Americans that measures everything by time. My mom and I were actually bickering in the car earlier because I'm like, I kind of know where that is, but can you tell me how to get there? And she goes, go down 22A. I'm like, that tells me nothing. She goes, you need to know the roads, not... I'm like, tell me where to go. She goes, go past Eric's house. And I'm like, thank you. And she goes, or towards Vermont. I'm like, that's exactly the directions I needed. Copy that. No, I still have no idea how far that is. Eric is like one of my mom's old friends. But if to get to the place we were going to, we have to go past his house. That's your name. Oh, that's cool. Didn't mean to guess that. I probably just freaked you out a little bit there, didn't I guess? But, yeah, she told me to go past his house. And I was like, oh, okay. That tells me everything I need to know. Thank you, Mom. She's like, you're such a little shit. I'm like, you made me. While holding the magic basket. I love that. Okay, let's see here again. Because there's some stuff in here. I just don't know what. That's way too small. That's too big. That's extremely small. I swear to God, I gotten... That's a 5. That's a 3.5. I'm gonna spend the next, like, 20 minutes looking for these. What the hell? It's a 5.75. That's not even a crochet hook. There's a lipstick in there. God, maybe I should have gone through this sooner. Come on, there's gotta be... Really? No shot I don't have a single... I would even go for like a 4.5. That would be okay. That's stitch holder. Knitting needle, knitting needle. 3.5. 3.5. That's too small. 5. 2.5. More knitting needles. Here's an eye. I got a few of those. Here's another knitting needle. There's all my tapestry needles. They're sitting in the bottom. Oh my God, there's so many of them too. There's even like actual bent tapestry needles that are proper tapestry needles. Where's my little dish? My little dish that holds all my tapestry needles. It's very convenient. Massive pair of scissors. Another tapestry needle. 6. The hail. There's a Lego piece in here, which I know what it's from. Even more tapestry needles. What size is this one? 4.5. That's not what I need, is it? Nope, I need a 4.25. But I don't care. We're using the 4.5. That's what we're going with today. Unless I can somehow... There's not a ton in here. I'll look at the rest of the hooks. That's a 3. This is like what? 6.5? No. These are too big. These are also too big. 5.75. This is gonna be 7. And 5.5. Okay. So, the closest one I could find is a 4.25. If not a 4.25, that's the size I need, technically. But 4.5. I could use a 4, because I know I have a few of those. Somewhere, but I can't seem to find any of them. It will. It's literally a fraction of a millimeter bigger, but watch it absolutely screw up the pattern. I haven't gotten a text from my mother yet. I'm so sad. If Magic Bears. Ah! So true. No, the thing is, I know I have them somewhere, is the thing. Like, they exist. I know they do, because I know exactly what color they are. And I know one is super faded, because I use it all the time. And I know I bought a case for a bunch of my crochet hooks, so I could put them in size by size. And I don't know where said case is. So it's a little frustrating. I'm gonna try and take the backing off this eye so I can reuse it. Speaking of mystery, exactly. It might actually be at my mother's house. I don't know. Add this back. That goes in there. That goes in there. We will come back to all these. They shall make a return. But the metal ones the plastic, I will stick in here. And then we'll put, will they fit? I don't think so. Ugh, they're just barely too big. That's unfortunate. No shot, I forgot this existed. I told you it existed. I bet you there's another one in here somewhere as well. The rest of these are bigger, but oh my god. It has! It's been found! I could honestly go with either. I think I might just go with the 4.5 for right now, because it's bigger and it's gonna be easier on my hands. So I think we'll just go with that for now. Decrease, half double decrease, double crochet. All of these I know how to do, so we are all good to start this pattern. Actually, let me give a shout out to whose pattern this is, in case any of y'all are curious. It is the Classic Crochet Teddy Bear Knit Paint Sew is their website. It's their blog, so feel free. But we are gonna try this pattern now. Okay, scroll down, scroll down. There we go. 6 in a magic green, so maybe. Three. 5, 6. And then obviously slip stitch into the end of, maybe, my goodness. There we go. set that. And then we're actually gonna put a marker right here because I want to keep track of where I'm at. And then now we do 2 singles in each stitch. Do you know Roblox? I know of it, and I've like dabbled a couple of times, but it's not something I play regularly. Mostly because of all the controversy and everything and all that stuff. But no, I definitely know what Roblox is. So, Roblox is known for having a huge predator problem on their platform. If you just look up like Roblox Schlep, SCHLEP, that'll just give you vague. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. The huge problem on there. And sorry it didn't show up right away. Automod flagged it for the language, but yeah, no, that's a huge issue on their platform, and they don't do a whole lot about it. Yeah, I would keep an eye on that just because it's a pretty big issue. I think as long as it's like supervised, it's okay, but even still it's a little iffy. Cuz it is incredibly easy. Okay, where am I at? 2 and then 1. Actually, I have a better idea how to do this. Because if I do both strands and do, it's a 6. My cup, got the cup back out. I don't think I have a 5.5. I have a 5, I have a 6.5. Yeah, okay, so we'll just use 5. No biggies. No worries. Take this, and we will just make it slightly bigger. Actually, I will use the 6 because that'll help my hands even more. Go like this. Oh, is that the text? Yes! Okay, I will be right back. My dinner is ready. I will be right back, and I will be back with food. I returned. Both my little brother and I went to the kitchen as soon as we heard the text come on our phones. It was really funny. Oh, my nose. I went outside for 2 seconds just to go next door. Holy cow. There's the last sip of that. Slightly unfortunate, but oh well. At least I'm not my brother and literally, like, stomp down the stairs as I go to get it. But, yeah, we got stuffed pepper, fresh out of the oven. No, my mother would agree with you that her children are animals when it comes to food. We used to be so territorial about it when we were children, it was funny. But it's, like, and she didn't have to worry about us as kids buying, like, drugs or anything, because we would spend our money on food. Oh yeah, we love when Mom makes food for us. We're very grateful little children. Cut up some bites so I can kind of munch as I work on this. How long have we been live? Just under 2 hours. Wow. Yeah, well, I'm about to be 21, but yeah, close enough. It's like 2 weeks until I turn 21. But I live next door to my mother, so what we've been doing lately is switching between who cooks dinner. So, like, some nights she'll cook dinner, other nights I will cook dinner, and now we're getting my little brother to do it. So, he also cooks dinner, compared to others my age. I realize that more and more as time goes on. Like, I have had issues with people who are my age but act like literal middle schoolers, and it's insane. Like, they involve me in petty drama, and I'm like, bro, I'm sorry. This ain't gonna work out. I got bills to pay. Like, I don't want to be involved in any of that shit. Like, it's ridiculous. You want to involve me in all this drama, and then complain when I can't go out because I have to afford rent. Sorry. Six. I actually might modify this to be like my octopus pattern. But yeah, it's strange how some people mature nowadays. Cause I've lost. Streaming you can even earn something if you find viewers. True. But, like, I've lost some friendships because people just don't understand that I live in a realistic world, and I have had to grow up sooner than a lot of other people, and they don't seem to realize that because they still haven't had to grow up yet because their parents pay for a lot of things for them still. Streaming is much better than always spending. So true. Like, I have pretty lofty goals. The biggest two are going to San Diego Comic-Con and taking a month off to go to Europe. However, I am aware of how expensive that is, and I am willing to save at least 10 grand for each trip to be able to do such a thing. Because I'm not stupid with my money. Yeah. It's, like, things are expensive nowadays, and I would much rather have too much money left over by the end of it than run out halfway through. Where some people I know want to go halfway across the world and only expect to pay $2,000 at most. Greatly appreciated. I will keep that in mind for sure. But yeah, some people I used to be friends with, like, I refuse to understand how you think you can spend only $2,000 on a trip to Japan, where the flight alone would cost that. Always take care of yourself first. That's what I'm starting to do for sure. Like I said, I've lost friendships because of my realistic views, and it's unfortunate, but it's taking care of me first and not involving myself in all of this drama. Because I would much rather lose that friendship than bend myself backwards trying to keep it. Which is what I had been doing for years. So. And it sucked to lose that friendship, but in the end, I think it's going to be better for me. And if it does just so happen that they do realize that some things they're doing are too premature and not the smartest decision right now, and they grow up, then I'm willing to rekindle that, but for the time being, my focus is myself, because that is what I need to work on. Okay, where am I at? I completely lost where I was at, because I was talking. Just from being smart, knowing what to do and what not, I always had good ideas and didn't listen to others. Exactly! When you listen to other people, they tend to just hold you back. Like, I did that, but every time I held back because of their advice, I lived to regret it, and then I stopped listening to their advice and started to love my life a lot more. Uh-oh, I already fucked up. We gotta go all the way back, buddy. Oh no. Okay, let me see here. Okay, we're good. It happens so much, especially when you're trying to follow a pattern, because you have to follow it almost to a T to make sure it turns out right. Excuse me. Oh, I didn't take my apple cider vinegar. So see, in life, if you do something and you regret it, some people will be jealous and try to hold it. I don't think it was necessarily that. I think it was just they were doing what they thought was best for me by telling me not to do certain things. But the second I went against their advice, they acted like they should know every detail, which didn't sit well with me, especially that late into the, I would honestly say, slow death of this friendship, because it had been a long time coming, at least for me. I don't think it was for her, but it was for me. It had been years, for sure. Oh my god, my nose. Ugh. But it had been a really long time coming, and something happened, and it was the nail in the coffin, and I just couldn't take it anymore, and that's what happened. Like, it's really unfortunate because we had been friends for a long time. And sure, I was a bit callous in some things, but I'm also big enough to realize that, whereas she couldn't realize what she had been doing to damage our friendship. So, yeah. It sucked, but unfortunately, I also, well, fortunately for me, I do have other friends. Like, I'm in a very good position that way, whereas, like, these things happen. And yeah, they do, but it's still, like, it still sucks. But that same night, I had texted some other friends I had when I was going to college, and they immediately were, first off, at least the ones I had told I was leaving social media, were very happy that I was back, and then we started snapping back and forth again, which was great. And the ones I kind of just disappeared off the face of the earth, they go, yeah, I was starting to get concerned, because they had no other real way to contact me. They didn't have my number or anything. And I was like, so at least you were concerned, but this specific person wasn't when I kind of just dropped off. And it showed me, this whole debacle has showed me true colors of some people. And if she does happen to see this, the door is open. But as of right now, I am wary about opening it. If that makes any sense. My therapist told me I use big words too much sometimes. He said that last night. He's like, you have a good vocabulary. And I'm like, yeah, that's because I read too much as a kid. I read too many big books. But, yeah. At least I'm a big enough person to realize, yeah, I fucked up in some ways, that I shouldn't have done some things or said some things. But I also wasn't willing to lie to this person, because we had been friends for so long. And I had seen some things that I don't think she did, that it definitely, a lot of things were clear to me, but I definitely said them in the wrong way. Where am I at? Oh, we just keep going on like this for a while. Okay. Very good. Also admitting to others, or others were you. I definitely think I got better at that as I got older. As a kid, I was never willing to apologize. Like, I was so bad at it. But as I got older and I matured, I realized being the bigger person is hard, but it's more worth it for you in the end. And I started doing that, and I started realizing I feel much better about myself if I be the bigger person. So, that's, like, comes, being the bigger person will always... True, that's very true, because it makes you, honestly, being the bigger person respects yourself a lot more than what you think. So, but, yeah. Happier topic, I'm getting like half of my mom's Christmas decorations because she doesn't want to keep a tree in the house. She's like, I'm just getting rid of my fake tree that I have, and you can have all the lights and stuff. Oh yeah, very nice. I'm very excited about it. Um, because as I grew up, I became the one to decorate, and now that I have my own place, I get to just decorate. It's so sounds like your mom has a plan. Yes. The plan is she gives me all the decorations, and my big Christmas present is going to be a TV because I don't have one. Like, I have a little entertainment center bookshelf thing, but I don't have an actual TV. So, we're going to have Christmas dinner over at my house, and I am going to have it all decorated. I have the room for a tree. So, it's awesome. She gives you decorating. I think so, because I definitely, like, I was the only one who decorated most of the time, and she would admit that. But they, those two know my door is always open. I live next door. They each have a key. Like, if they wanted to come in, they could. With certain restrictions, because, you know, it is still my place. But it's like, I definitely think around Christmas time, they probably will spend more time over here. Um, but obviously on the outside, I'll decorate both sides. Because that'll just make it look so nice and pretty. But yeah, I'm very excited to decorate my apartment for Christmas. I've slowly but surely been putting stuff up on the walls and everything. I'm I'm very happy about it because it feels like me. Um when I had roommates, it definitely felt like I was the outlier in the place. And not gonna lie, a lot of stuff they put in there made the place look kind of cheap. Whereas my my vibe is grandma's house. From the beginning, it's always been like grandma's house. And I intend to keep it that way for a long time. I even have like some photos that are going up on the walls. That's my vibe too. As it should. I always like a very homey vibe. I don't want to be modern in any way possible. Like, I am getting garlands and lights and all sorts of decorations for my apartment. I am, like, decking it to the nines, and I'm into history, so I have a. That's cool. I'm also into history. I was a history major for a bit in college. Old school stuff, yeah. I have. So, they. In my area, we're known for slate, and it's a rock that's used mostly for floors and roof tiles, but a lot of people do paintings on it. And I have a couple of slate paintings that decorate the walls, and then I have my wreath with Hubert, who has been with me. Fun story about Hubert is I got him from my first ever craft fair I worked at all by myself. The lady sold them to me for $30, which was a fraction of what she was selling them for. And she was so sweet because I was fresh faced, like 17-year-old. And she was so nice about it, and everyone there was so nice. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And so Hubert is very precious to me. Every time I moved during college, he stayed on my door. He's like, I love him a lot. And he's now hanging in my kitchen. And I love it. But yeah. Obviously, this is the most modern it gets. It's just hockey memorabilia, but this is because this is my office. But the rest of my apartment is very just old school, very homey vibes. And that's how I like having it. For sure. Some people want it to be the opposite when they live in places. I don't. I don't understand modern crazes with architecture and stuff. I like old school architecture. I like the maximalism and detail that went into it. I would much rather have a really cool looking house with a ton of like awesome assets to it than a boring cookie cutter house. So, real old school craftsmanship, exactly. So good. Ah, I just want another bite. But yeah, this is gonna be a big bear. I'm kind of excited for it. I don't know if any of the eyes I have are big enough though. I may have to use buttons. But that'll be okay. This pattern goes for a while though. And this is just a head. Maybe the bear has a big head and a small body. No, it's actually, from the pictures on the pattern, it's pretty proportional. It's just kind of chunky. Which I like, and I think these little guys will get sweaters. Or scarves, or hats, or something. I'll make something for them. But I definitely, he's gotta be chunky, but I think that's what I want. Although, to be fair, when I tried making a bear pattern, that's exactly how it turned out, is it had a really, really big head and a small body, and it could not sit up straight. It just didn't work out. It was bad. But, yeah. Oh, they use the same eyes I do. But they embroider the nose on. I think I have noses that I can put on. So, I think I'll do that. That's the arm. I want the head. I gotta go back to the head. There we go. But, yeah. I think this is gonna turn out cool. But I'm not sure how many browns I have. So we may have bears in a bunch of different colors. Which will be okay. I think that'll be cool. Now I just gotta see how many stitches I'm at in between increases so that I know 2, 4, 6. I need to get up to what, 8? Oh, okay, so 2 more rows. No biggie. No biggie. That's fine by me. But yeah, no. Next week, actually Monday, I plan on making tacos for my family. And then later down the line, because I bought a big pack of ground beef. I plan on doing meatballs because I also bought tomato sauce. So like spaghetti and meatballs or meatball subs. We'll decide when we get there. And then hamburgers. But I do also have chicken in the freezer that I do want to do like a pesto chicken with. And I have like this beef and broccoli stir fry mix that I'll make into General's house. I like all of that. Yeah, when my family cooks, we tend to. What time should I arrive? We even do homemade shells. We do cornmeal tortillas. It's great. We love it. Taco night is an event in my household. Everybody helps. But it's definitely like when my family eats, we like to eat good just because when food tastes good, it makes you feel good. Believe it or not. But yeah. My aunt actually has a these kind of have too many holes. I will have to fix the gauge, but that's okay. But excuse me. My family has a brunch coming up, and my aunt is like, "What do we need at this brunch?" And I'm like, "Deviled eggs, probably like a dozen's worth of deviled eggs." Because that's the one thing my family will eat just all the time is deviled eggs. But I think I might even go over a day early just because I will want to help her with things and mostly also to acclimate myself with the dog. Her dog Shelby is a German Shepherd, and Shelby has definitely gotten a lot more mellow since she was a puppy. As a puppy, she was pretty bad. But I still want her to, like, get to know me because she hasn't seen me in a while and all that stuff. But I will, like... So, like, I'm bringing, gingerbread cookies with some decorating supplies. Because my grandma had a gingerbread cookie recipe that I have in my recipe book. And I'll be making all the cookies before I go over there. A lot of them will be decorated, but I'll have some set aside for the kids so that they can help decorate. Because I used to do that when I was a kid. I used to help my grandma decorate the cookies. Me and my brother did. Actually, all of the grandkids did, but I only remember me and my brother because of just the, like, age gap between us. And then now my cousins have kids, so now kind of keeping that tradition alive. So that'll be fun. But it's also brunch, so there'll be a ton of good food. Hopefully everyone shows up because it's supposed to be the entire family. As far as I know, just about everybody has, like, the time off and everything. This is gonna be a big bear. But I did up the gauge on it. Sounds good. Yeah, it's gonna be really good, and it's been a while since the family has really all gotten together like this, so it'll be nice. I do also have a plan for something. Since we don't think we're all gonna get together for Christmas, at least my mom and I were getting Christmas gifts for the kids now and giving it to them then. But we have a plan, and it's gonna be really, really funny. I'm not saying anything in case Aunt Pam is watching, because she will go on blab to everybody. Can't keep a secret. um, no, I want to keep it a surprise. Only my mom and I really know. But it's funny. Yeah, no problem. Get some good rest. I'll probably be here for another hour or so ish. And then I'll get going to bed myself. Yeah. Yeah, same with you online, for sure. You always help keep conversation flowing. It's nice. But yeah, have a good rest and we'll see you later. I'm just gonna keep working on the teddy bear. Let me actually. Oh, excuse me. I will. I will try and organize it because my goodness doesn't need it. I will definitely attempt to organize the magic basket for sure. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat some more of my stuffed pepper though. Very, very good. Love it. I think on this next round, since it's very specific about where I switch off, I am gonna put stitch markers in. I gotta figure out. They're all hiding. all my stitch markers. I need a few of these. Okay, so once I do this, I have to now count every 20 stitches just so I can figure out where I need to increase on this next row. I'm gonna take my glasses off for this. Ugh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, excuse me, 18, 19, 20. One, 2, 3, 4, nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then not sure if there's enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. Okay, cool. Found where I need to increase, which is only 3 spots, which is nice. You know what, I'll just keep my glasses off for a sec, just in case. Just cause. At least for this row, and then I have to put them back on so I can actually, you know, read my screen. Because my distance vision gets worse and worse by the day. Never mind, I'm putting my glasses back on. There we go. Oh, it was increased in the first stitch. And then... Uh-oh. So I screwed this up already. Back. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, so right after each stitch marker. That makes sense. 12 to 22 is just crochet around. Okay. That's fine. Love my food. Ooh, you know what I do need now? So these are very different from hats, in which it's a lot harder to count the rows. Because the hats, it's a flat project that I sew together at the end. These are a circular projects. I will be right back. I gotta grab my phone so I can get my row counter up. I completely forgot that. Winter weather advisory. Actually, let's take a look at this first. What's the winter weather advisory? What's that all about? 1 p.m. 1 a.m. From 1 a.m. to noon Sunday. Get snow. An inch of snow already. Crazy. Couldn't imagine it. Okay, now we got a row counter. It's just a cool little thing. And then create a project without a pattern. Timer is going, but I am already quite a few rows in. We are on row 20. No, row 11. There we go. And if I really do like this pattern, I might even buy it so I can have the PDF and import that into my row counter so I can have it for me. Because that honestly is nice, but I'd also have to see how much the pattern is. And if I just, may want to take some inspiration from this pattern and go ahead and make my own, which is what I've done before. And the biggest modification for me in all my patterns is that I tend to, excuse me, I tend to make my limbs, I will make all my limbs first, and then I will crochet them on a row so they're stiff and not stiff, so they're not sewn on, because then it's like easier to tear. But if you tear these limbs off, you're just tearing the whole thing. It makes them more durable. And that's just because I know wear and tear is a thing, and I would much rather that than to, like, not have that, so. Actually, I want to change the video I'm watching. Switchy, love you, man. Great content. But you said Klutzy, and I want Chuckles the Clown. Very best. I want all of Chuckles. Compilation. Ah, I can't find him. Let's see here. Ooh. I couldn't find it, but I'm watching, they have Matthew Lillard, a one-shot with Legends of Evantress did a one-shot with Matthew Lillard, and it's great. actually. I know I was talking about it earlier. My little brother... Hey! Sorry, I'm working on something for a second. Why is it not? Hey, no problem. So why is it not just letting me sign in? Actually, let me input this and then see if that works. Oh my god. Trying to take care of something, but it's just not letting me in. Oh my god, thank you. Jesus fucking Christ. Can I pay? Okay, it charged, but I hate this. Sorry, I'm trying to take care of something before it messes with some stuff. Because sometimes it just won't. Can I sign in? I would like to sign in. I have an account. There we go. I saw you were also streaming today. How's that going, Crowbit? I've just been kind of working. I finally switched away from hats, right? So we're not. No more hats for this second, but in the last, in my last stream, my aunt wanted Still going? Oh, nice! My aunt wanted some like stuffed animals for her students. So I was like, oh, I bet I'll bring them on our next. I'll bring them to your house next time I see you. So. You're here on my birthday. Nice, nice. Is this it? Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my mind. Ugh. I wish it, like, wasn't such a pain. But, no, I found out there was a place, played a game for a bit. Ooh, what game? I just want... Ooh, that's fun. I've seen that game before. I saw it a while ago when Markiplier played it. That was a while ago. I wish this wouldn't be... What the hell? Oh, I'll have to take care of that first thing tomorrow morning. That's so stupid. Ugh. Okay. So, but yeah, I've just been chilling. We're making a bear right now. And then I will, because my aunt wanted some of these for her students, and I said yes. And now we are testing a pattern I found. And then we'll see what I do after that. I also was eating my dinner earlier. I had a stuffed pepper that my mom made me. Hee. I wonder if they have an app. Let's see. How long have I been going for? 3 hours. Wow. Maybe another more. We'll see. It's getting kind of late for me. I think what I want to do is I want to finish the head. And then honestly, we'll just keep going. See how far I get before I really need to turn in for the night. But this is gonna be big. You go be a big bear, but that's okay. Oh! Ha! It resolved itself! I love it when it does that. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. take out all these stitch markers because I don't really need them anymore. Actually, I probably will later. And I'll probably have to count where the ears go, and that'll be a pain. Ugh. Time is it now? Almost 7 o'clock? Damn. Ah! I didn't mean to lock my phone. I can't do that. No! I can't lock my phone because I have a row counter on it. And it also times how long each project takes. I don't do it with the hats just because it's like I don't necessarily need a row counter, but for these types of projects I do. Because I will lose my space. Oh my goodness. 22! It's gonna be crazy. This is gonna be a big bear. To be fair, it's supposed to be like a foot tall bear, so it's supposed to be a little big. But that's okay. I think the prototype, I'll give him a little sweater and I'll give him to my little baby cousin Eloise for Christmas, and I plan on I'll make a stuffed animal for each of the kiddos. There's 4 of them. They'll get the prototypes, but they'll love it anyway. But I definitely think I'm gonna reduce the hook size, and not use, obviously, 2 strands of yarn, like I am right now. But yeah, I think I have an idea of what I'm gonna do for the rest of the kiddos. Alright, we're at 16 out of 22. That means there's 6 left of just straight single crochet rows until I get to like decrease. I am planning, at least for this bear, I am planning on making a sweater for him, but unfortunately, I have to wait until the actual bear is finished, so then I can figure out what size I need the sweater to be. Which sucks, because I wanted to try Tunisian crochet. I have a Tunisian hook here. Oh my God. Yeah, I got a Tunisian hook. So, like, for a toy sweater, I could absolutely make that. We'll put it in my little mug I got right here. Do I have another brown up here? I may have to go downstairs and grab another brown color just because I want to keep things semi-consistent. Oh, I think I may have to eventually. Not right now, but probably after stream. Go and grab another brown to kind of transition out of one of these into another so it doesn't look so weird. Look at this. This is gonna be the head. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Depending on how the skein looks, I may have to transition the colors earlier than I want. I'll figure something out, don't worry. Hello! Welcome in. I was checking something real quick, but as of right now, I switched from hats. Shocker, I know, from me. but I am making a bear prototype. Basically, this is the first time I'm trying the pattern, and if it works out, I will do it again. But it is somebody else's pattern. I'm doing pretty good. Like I said, just chilling and working on this bear. That's a lot bigger than I originally had thought it would be. But that's okay. This is why we make a prototype. Yeah. Right now I'm just working on the head of the bear. The pattern, actually, I do, and if I need to, I can always change the, I can always change the yarn color as I go along, which is okay. I want to see who exactly I want to credit them, obviously. I'm gonna put a link in, I can't find a name, and I'll make this a command later on, but I will put that in chat just to credit them because that is what we do. We are responsible. There we go. There's the link. If you want to make the bear, I did modify it a little bit already. I'm using well, technically 2 strands of yarn, but also yeah, but also a bigger hook. Put it in both chats. There we go. But yeah, just to make sure we give them credit, obviously. But yeah, that's what I'm working on currently. So. Yeah, so with the way I'm doing it, with the thicker yarn and the bigger hook, it is going to be bigger than the original pattern. So the original pattern said it sat about a foot tall. Mine is probably closer to 1.5 feet. Which is fine. Like I said, it's a prototype, so I may go back to the original size of the hook, original gauge size, after this one. But like I said, this is just my first attempt. We'll see how it turns out. And what I typically do with patterns is I'll make it how the pattern says the first time, and then I will take that pattern, use it for inspiration to help with my own, that sort of thing. Because I tend to have a system with how I formulate my patterns. How many things have I crocheted? Well, I've made a ton of hats, mostly like little baby-sized hats, a bunch of these. I have about 40 of those, and then some in varying other sizes. Am I making a wig? No, no, I am not. I am making a teddy bear. Um, Here, I'll just copy and paste that message from earlier. The pattern is right there, so if you want to take a peek at what I'm making, there it is. It is this person's pattern, so. Theodore Roosevelt. I do know what they're named after. I don't remember exactly why they're named after Theodore Roosevelt, but it is Theodore Roosevelt making a scary bear. Not exactly the goal. It is a darker color for sure. But it was the first one I had on hand, so it's what I'm using. But yeah, that's kind of what we're just doing. I did finish up a hat earlier, but this is kind of the main goal, so. And then, at least for this one, I plan on making like a little sweater. Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I'm kind of just chilling. It's getting late for me. So, actually, how long have I been going? About 3.5 hours. It's getting late, so I think after a bit, I'm gonna end up hopping off here in a few minutes. Thank you. Thank you for dropping by. And that was an alert. Thank you, Jar Jar Banks, for the follow. Greatly appreciated. Oh my goodness. I think once I finish this row, it's gonna be it for me tonight. Got a solid like 3.5 hour stream. I do have some ideas of a raid, and we will do that here in a second. Otherwise, boom boom. I have to do at least one stitch so I know what row I'm on. And where is... Ah, found it. Okay. There we go. There we go. And that is all for me tonight, guys. Thank you so much for dropping by. I will see y'all in the next one.